friends, welcome to my channel. Today's video is about Christmas planters, holiday planters that I like creating every November, December, so that I can enjoy these over the holidays as well as into the new year till spring, till early spring. So that's what I'm about to do today, and I thought I would share this little video and show you how I was creating my planters, the materials that I was going to be using, and what do I generally do to make these planters. And you'll see these planters pre-made in a lot of box stores, grocery stores, nurseries, but I love creating my own planters, and I love how they take a different form every year. And this year I decided to kind of focus on these two planters that are flanking my driveway and my garage and my entrance. I might move one of these closer to my main door, but for now I'm going to leave it here. I'll see how these turn out. In the summertime, these were full of geraniums. I also had this beautiful variegated ivy that was growing in here. So I'm actually going to leave this ivy in this pot for the winter because I think it is most likely winter hardy, and I don't think anything's going to happen to it. So I'm just going to leave that ivy in the pot, and I'm going to work around it. I garden in Toronto in zone 6. Sometimes it can be zone 5 depending on the kind of winter we get, but most likely it's around zone 6 where I'm at. At least that's what the zone is for my area according to the internet. But I mean, it could be cooler in some winters, and some winters are a little bit on the warmer side, but warmer is relative. We have really cold days as well, up to -30. So we'll see how this ivy does. I think it'll be okay in this spot. And the soil right now has thawed a lot. We went through a little bit of a deep freeze earlier, and today the weather, as you can see, is beautiful. It's sunny and it's gorgeous and it's mild. So I want to get my planters ready for the winter season and the holidays because I want to work when it's nice outside, and that's what I feel like doing today. So come along with me as I plant these up with beautiful decorations, and so that they come alive for the holidays. So let me show you the materials that I'm going to be using. So I have a box full of materials that I have collected over the years, and I keep them I try to reuse them every year, but every year I also like to add something new. In the last 2 years I didn't really add anything new, but this year I found these beautiful wooden flowers. I think they are poppies at the garden center, and I just couldn't resist, and I want these really to be the focal point of my planters because the red is so beautiful, and it's going to, if you look at it, it's going to pop in those planters, and that's what I want. I want an impact from a distance with my planters. And I also have lots of little picks with pine cones. There is these types of picks, there are berries, and I may not use all of them in this planter. And I also have picks that say Joy and Noel, and there is also these frosted snow-covered pine cones, and I have lots and lots of greens that I bought from the grocery store. So this is something I usually buy every year, and I try not to. I don't have a lot of evergreens in my own garden that I can source this from for free, and I do not like cutting them from the public parks and areas and forested areas because I don't want to damage those trees. And always check with someone if you are going to take something from an area that's outside of your home, if that's okay. If you have a neighbor that has a tree and would allow you to cut a few pieces off it, you always ask for permission. But for me, I just like getting these from my local grocery store. They get them every year, and they're not that expensive to buy. I have about 3 or 4 bunches of these evergreens that I'm going to be using, and just to liven up the pots. And essentially what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to create a thriller, filler, and spiller kind of effect in these planters. There's going to be something very tall. So I do have some dogwood branches that I've been saving since last year. I think I've used them for 2 years now, and they have lost a little bit of their color. They're more of a dark burgundy, but I still feel like they'll be good enough with the pop of red flowers to kind of be in the background as my thrillers in the pot. So that's what I'll be using. I also have these big pine cones that I could use, and let me tell you, these mums are still blooming and they are gorgeous, and I'm gonna let them bloom till as long as they want to bloom. And you know, these I will use. And then I also have this planter that I planted tulips in which I can, you know, maybe also decorate if I have leftover things. So that's the plan so far, and these are the two planters that I'm going to be focusing on. And like I showed you, the soil is pretty soft, so I don't really have to do much. I'm going to remove some of these summer ornaments and leave the ivy. And once I'm done putting in everything, I will give it a good soak of water, because they are evergreens, and if you keep them moist, then they will stay fresh. So that's what. And also I have this ivy that needs water, so I'm going to actually, before I begin, I'm going to add some water in these containers because they are very, very dry. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to start forming these, and I will show you along the way how I progress and how I'm thinking about the design. And it's just going to be really free form, having fun with it and not really overthinking it, because whatever you end up doing with these, they're going to look pretty. So I'm not really worried about, you know, being perfect. I'm just going to have fun with it, and I'm just going to have something tall and have all of these evergreens flanking it, and then just add my decorations to it. So that's it. So let me show you as I'm going along, and I'll take you along and show you if there's anything interesting I want to share with you. There it is. I have added the evergreens, and I've added my red twig dogwood, and I think it looks really, really pretty just the way it is. I can't wait to add more decorations to it. I love that the planters have a nice movement to them, like the evergreens are just kind of spilling out, and they have this beautiful movement to it. And then these red twig dogwoods just add this beautiful height. So the three types of evergreens that I used were the noble fir. So this one is the noble fir, which has got this more rigid kind of structure to it. And then all of these softer pieces are the western red cedar. So they are these soft leaves that are just flowing. And then the other one is the princess pine, this one. And I love how this one adds such a beautiful texture to the planter. I just love how this looks. Let me show you another angle of this planter as well. So the fir, the cedar, and the pine together, they just add this beautiful texture to this planter. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a nice soak of water and make sure that they are all well placed in the soil. I'm going to check it one more time before I start adding my decorations, because once I deeply water it now, I probably will not add water for a little while. It might just snow and water them on its own, but for now I'm going to add some water, and I might tuck in a little bit of this in a little bit more, just so that people don't hit it as they're walking down the porch. So that's what I'm going to do next. I wanted to show you the progress so far and what these planters look like. And let me start with watering and adding the decorations, and I'll show you when I'm done. So I just wanted to show you that I have added these beautiful red flowers to this planter, and it's already looking so beautiful, and it's come to life. No particular order. I tried to stagger the heights of the flowers just so that it looks a little bit more interesting. And next I'm going to add some of these seed picks in here, and then these will add another organic kind of interest in the planter. And then I'm going to add some pine cones, and I think that's pretty much it that I will be doing to this planter. I'm going to start adding more things, and I'll show you along the way how this looks. I just wanted to show you what it looks like with just the flowers, and you could stop here if you want a very simple design and you don't want anything fancy. You could just leave it. I think it looks phenomenal just the way it is, but I'm going to add some more because why not, right? So I'm a maximalist, so I'm going to keep building on this, and I'm going to keep adding to this and see what this turns out to be. So I'm going to start adding stuff to it, and I'll show you progress and what this looks like as it's building. So I think I'm quite happy with how these planters turned out. I've added some more organic looking seed head shapes, and I've added some pine cones that are like coated in white so that it looks like snow on it. And then I've added these picks that I think add a lot of interest to the planter, and I'm happy with how this turned out. I might add some lights to it just to light it up at night once I have them. And then I want to also show you this one. It's so looking super beautiful and super happy and super festive, and I really love how this turned out. I just kind of want to stand back and show you how this looks against the garage, and I think it looks really pretty. It stands out from a distance, and I think Ollie approves. He is happy. He's been giving me company as I was making these planters, and it's been a fun project. It didn't take me long. It took me less than an hour to get them all done and ready, and I'm happy, and I might tweak them as I go along, but I think I like them. I like how these turned out, and I encourage everyone to give it a try. It's not complicated, just a few simple steps, and you can kind of create something unique to you, and it's fun to kind of do this at this time of the year. So with that, I wanted to thank you so much for watching this video. If you have been creating planters of your own, do let me know in comments below. Have you started? And I know a lot of you are celebrating American Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And I just wanted to share with you, I'm getting ready for the holidays and decorating and doing a few things to make it look a bit more festive. And yeah, so I'm going to continue actually decorating a little bit on this porch. I have to do something in here as well to kind of make it a little bit more Christmassy and festive. So I'm going to work on this, and then I'm also going to work around this evergreen that I have. This is a pinpoint blue cypress that I have here, so I'm going to like add some lights to this one and just add a bit more red to this as well. So I'm going to keep working on this, but I wanted to thank you so much for watching this video and coming along with me today as I plant these, you know, planters for the holidays, and I think they turned out fabulous. So thank you, and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed watching and you felt inspired to create your own planters, and also subscribe if you're new. I post about all things gardening and plants, and I hope to see you in my next video very soon.